My name is Jayden, and we're going to be making another plane today. So it's going to be called Diamondback Alpha or A. It has landing gears, 2 afterburners, and 2 tail fins. So we're going to be needing a pencil and a 6x6 or 8x8, whatever you have. So let's begin by folding this corner to that corner. And we're going to be folding from this corner to here, to this corner. Pictures matching because we're going to be doing 2 squash folds after this step. And also the bottom corner matching right there. So now we're going to be opening this up, squash folded. This is an advanced step, so don't try this if you're a beginner. So unless you're advanced or expert, you could try this. But don't bother trying this if you are a beginner that begins to start making planes. No. Yeah. On the corner, make sure it's matching with the here. Yeah. And then we're doing another squash fold right there, making the 2 corners are matching with the 2 corners at the bottom. Now we're going to be folding this up. It's going to those corners. And now I'm going to be folding here to here. This way, so it has to be the middle from here to there. In the middle, like right here. Let me highlight that. And let me do a crease first. Pinch crease. This is what's supposed to be going along this line. Now we're going to be opening this up and then folding along this line. And this point's going to there. And make sure to the very point of the plane. So now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. This corner to there. And make sure it's going from there. And then we're folding up to the very corner. Make sure, and that's very important, and make sure it stops right there. Make sure it goes there. And now we're going to squash fold this up. It's matching there. And then we fold this. Same thing. So it's going to there. So now we're going to be folding this out from here down to this line. It has to come from the middle of here, like about over here. Supposed to fall. it doesn't have, both sides doesn't have to be along each other, but if you want it to be good. So now we're going to be a swivel fold. We're going to be doing a swivel fold. So it has to go from that corner down to like right there also. And this point has to go to the center to here. And this is a very important step for these two fins. Going to be using that crease for I'm doing this crease right, I'm doing this fold right there. Mixtures actually go to the center. And now folding on the line all the way to that corner, like that. And then go for tuck it inside here. Do the same thing on the other side. Mixtures going to that corner and fold it. Swivel, fold, make sure both corners here are matching, because if it both doesn't match, like one is right here, this from here, we will not make sure if it's going here or there. So make sure both sides are matching very perfect. I mean very perfect. From there, I need to make sure that it's not going any further from there. Fold it down, tuck it inside here, and then we're going to be folding from here to here. And make just following to that tiny point. So now do the same thing here. Don't worry about this bubble. Don't crease on that, because that's gonna be the wings for this. Folding that up, open both sides, and then do a squash fold. After this squash fold, we're going to be doing a swivel fold. We're going to prepare for that. After we do the swivel fold, now we're going to prepare for swivel fold by folding here to the center. Both sides are matching. Mine is not matching, but it's okay. Doesn't have to match. So going from that corner to there, by doing a swivel, fold up. I make a highlight a center crease, because if I don't, what are the creases? The center crease. Fold these two in, and then fold this in. Now I'm going to do another swivel. There's another hard step. Open everything till here. Open this up, and we'll push it on that line. So this is not on the center crease, but it's like there. It's not supposed to be like that. And then the folding there. But we're not doing a squash or to squash it. up one more time. And then we're going to be folding it along. Not line, but not all the way. And the next step is to reverse this line, but not into here like it was. And then make sure it's going there. And do the same thing. But to make this as clear as I can so you can see. And now we're going to be folding along these two triangles right here. This one and this one. And I'm folding along the center crease. And this is it has to go from both corners into like this form. This here, here, here. Now we're going to be squash folding it like this to make sure it's going from there. And we're going to be reversing here. I like to do it like this, but I'm going to show you. So from the inside, we're going to be folding from there, right there, and following this center line right there, as you can see. It's not very clear, but you could see it right now. You can see it right now. That black line, we're following along there. So I'm going to be folding from the corners. And I have to go from here. And don't fold along that line. Keep that down. And I already have done that. This is what it should look like. Doing the same thing on the other side. You don't have to copy me, but I'm doing this. Remember my step that I did? Down here. And it should look like. Let me just fix this what I'm saying on. There. So now it should look like this. Right here. Yes, bubble, silver. Actually, bubble this side. Let's look at the back. Very clear, nothing on the back. And this on the front. This is the air intake, so don't cut them off. I mean for the engine at the back. These two engines at the back right there. And now we're going to be swivel folding up along this line. Up, right there. Now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be folding it down from here to here. And it's supposed to be going from the center from this to there. Let's see about here. So now we're going to be making the wings of the plane. It should be over like about 19 or 54 seconds. Let me do it. Press to go there. To the other side. Like this, and then we're folding two till all the way we reach to there. Like, let me, for example, like, let me just do that. It has to go from right there to this top corner. And I'm gonna be flipping it over like this to be making sure it goes to there. Let me stand up so I can see that. There. So now we're going to be rolling this over that line. And it still should reach to that corner. Should look like this. Yes. And now you could take this out, fold it in half to match. Maybe flip it over and make sure this is matching to the corner. And then we're going to be rolling it in to the corner too. Now we have done both sides. This is what it's supposed to be looking like. We're going to be unfolding this to there. Now we're going to be folding from there to there. Like, see what I'm supposed to be doing. And they just do that. And now this is what's supposed to be looking like. And this is very hard to fold. This is supposed to be on the line and be folding this. So like there's supposed to be a crease along that line. This will be folded, and also this line should be here too. So we're doing that. Once again on the other side. And then folding the side, and then folding that line to make sure it's going to the corner. There, that piece everything. Now we're going to be folding back here, and you're going to see we have these extra kinks right here. So we're going to be folding on this side, making a little tiny like a cage like there, and then we're going to be we're going to be reversing this line. this is supposed to have on the other side. Now this is going to be for the landing gears. So we're going to be reinforcing here, but you don't have to do that, but I'm not too. So now we're going to be folding the landing gears of the plane. So we're folding from here. Actually, we're following along that line that we just made. So I'm following along it. And it shouldn't like touch about there. About here. Now we're going to be squash folding it, but like a normal squash fold, you just open this and squash fold, but it won't squash. So the squash fold that we're doing, we're only taking this line. We're only taking that line instead of both. And then squash fold it. And this is not a normal squash fold. And it still should be on that line. Like there. Like that. So now we're going to be folding this into this, which is matching. And then we're going to be folding this onto a matches rule with here, right there. And now we're going to open it up to a swivel fold up to here. It doesn't have to go to that corner. It should be like about there. And then fold this back down. And then we're going to be closing this up and making sure that it's matching. And this should go from here down to there. Like, let me just put this here. As you can see, it's going from there to there. That's where we're going. And it should not go past the wing. Like this wing, it should not go past the wing. So doing the same thing, folding this in like this. And then we're going to be squash folding, but not a normal squash fold. Right there. And make this matching. Fold it in half. Do this. And then swivel fold up. Fold this down. Fold this. And then this. So now our landing gears are finished and we're almost done this plane. All we need to do is just make this and then we're making the jet fold. So we're folding this up to there and we need to like there. Now it should look like this and we're going to be making the jet fold. So we're folding along here. Or you could just like, actually fold this down as I'm making that. So like, I'm making sure it's going all the way to that corner right there. So now you're going to be folding along there. And now we're going to be folding it in half, like this. And we're going to be making the other side. Just do this and then this. As you can see, we're almost done the squash fold, but this is folding this down. And as you can see, we're done the jet fold. And now we're going to be folding this up to like about there. That's where we should stop. And now we're going to be folding this. It doesn't matter if it's not going to do. That's how the plane was made when I watched the video. Like this is what it should look like. Fold this down. Fold the wings. And now we're going to be folding this up to there. Now we're going to be making this right here, as you can see, these two tail fins. So we're going to flip it over and fold it down first and make sure it's matching and it's supposed to match. And now we have made that. Fold these up or not, that we still need to make the locking mechanism that holds these together. These extra two things at the back, we're folding them into the plane. We're going to be rolling 3 layers. Open those two up, fold here to there. Roll this up once and then roll it up into the plane. And now we're going to be making, let me just shape these up. Now we're going to be making the afterburners. Just shape it however you want. You can use your sharp nails or you could use a pencil like me. Let me just shape this. Like that. And then we're going to be shaping the other one on the right corner. And now this is what it should look like. Now we're folding this like this. So that's going to be the landing gears. This right there. So we're almost done the plane. All we just need to do is make the front landing gear. So we're gonna be folding this like this and then folding it up like there. And we're done this plane. So as you can see, it has all of the things it needs to have. Let me do a showcase. Has afterburners, landing gears, front one, and also they can retract into the plane. Let me just do that. Like this, and like this. You see? Now I've just retracted into the plane like this. This is going to give it more intensity to fly a bit more farther. And then also you can fold this back if you want, and fold this back. That will make it more like, yeah. So we retract these back. So if it's spinning clockwise like this, then you're going to have to give it like a left bend right there. If it's spinning counterclockwise, then you'll have to give it a left bend on the left side. A left bend on the left side, both sides. So just time to shape everything out the way you want, and you can just crease these edge of the wings a bit more sharper, like that. I'm gonna do it on the other side. And make sure this is straight. That means the wings are straight. You make it straight, so that means the wings are straight. And shape these straight up and make sure this is not like this. It's not like this, like a shape. It has to be straight like a flat line, as flat as this table. So shape these out and just sharpen everything up. And good luck. Good job flying your plane.